everyone, and thanks for joining me. Thanks for pressing play once again. For those of you who are new to the channel, I'm Pixel Paul, and for those of you who are returning, thanks for coming back once again. So today is a bit of a special midweek bonus gaming grabs video. I don't normally do gaming grabs videos during the week because I usually do it at the weekend. But today was a bit of an extra special day for me because it was my birthday. Yay! So I had a day off work with Mrs. Pixel and yeah, went on a little bit of a games hunt like you do on your birthday. But no, it was good. Really enjoyed it. Went to a couple of places. I picked up a stack of stuff and yeah, some good stuff as well. I was quite surprised with some of the pickups that I found today. Not some of the stuff you don't sort of see in the wild that often, so yeah, really happy with some of those. But first off, I thought I'll show you the stuff that I got for my birthday. So from my kids and from my wife, I got a PlayStation Icon flow lamp. So I suppose it used to be called a lava lamp, but it's not lava or whatever it is in there these days. They don't get hot or anything. But yeah, they're really cool. These, really like them. They've actually been selling these in B&M bargains recently for just £10. Now in other places, for example, Smith's Toys Superstores, I think the PlayStation lamps at the moment are going for about £29.99. So £10 for these is an absolute bargain. They've been on sale at that price for a couple of weeks now, and I know a couple of places I went to today and the last few days didn't have the PlayStation lamps. So if you want one, and they are good, and I'll put this one on actually, show you what it looks like when it gets going. It takes a second to get going. It's dead quiet, unlike my big water lamp there, which makes a right racket when the motor gets going. These are really quiet. But yeah, it's really cool. I really love it. It will get going. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, really, really smart and just a great addition to the gaming wall. I'll put that up there actually. Let that do its thing. So yeah, real bargain from B&M bargains at the moment. Be warned, I think they could go down, if they've got any stock left, I think they could go down even further. I think B&M might reduce them. I've seen over the last few years, they have loads of like PlayStation and Xbox merch over Christmas, and in the sort of last few days of Christmas and after Christmas, all of this stuff gets reduced big time. So those PlayStation icon lights, you probably can't see them in the camera there, but I think they go for about £20 at the moment. They sometimes get reduced to about 10, but I mean, I picked up a few of those for about £2.50 2 years ago. So I think a lot of this stuff gets sold off cheap if there's stock left. So it's a bit of a gamble. You can either hang on or you can see if you can find one now. I didn't want to gamble, so I picked up today the Xbox one as well. Again, yeah, it's just like the PlayStation one. Does exactly the same thing. Just it's Xbox green. I'll stick that one on as well while it's here. But again, it just looks really cool. Instead of the PlayStation icons, it has the A, B, X, Y in there. Well, that one's got going quite quick, hasn't it? But yeah, really look smart, don't they? So again, I'll stick that one up there. And leave them going in the background. So yeah, £10 they are. Absolute steal. Again, I think the Xbox one, for some reason, is a little bit cheaper in Smith's Toys, and it goes for about £24.99, I think. Don't know why it's cheaper, but who knows. But yeah, again, for a tenner, it's got to be done, hasn't it? So yeah, so I got those. I was also lucky enough to be sent this PlayStation hoodie, which I really, really like. Really smart top. Love it. It's got the lettering on the back as well. And this was sent to me by my good buddy, Insta buddy, Tom, or as he's known on Instagram, Collector Mitch. Yeah, he sent me it as a birthday present, and I couldn't believe it. He said he was sending me something, and yeah, it turned out to be this. I'll do not exactly a model, am I? But there you go. But yeah, love it. Really great. Really thankful to you, Tom, Collector Mitch. Was absolutely blown away when I opened the parcel before, and yeah, I couldn't believe it. So yeah, thanks so much for that, mate. Really appreciate it. So yeah, so that's those are my sort of presents I tend to get a little bit of cash, a little bit of money for my birthday these days. I've not quite reached that age yet where people send me like pairs of socks. I've not quite reached that age yet, I don't think, thankfully. And if they did, they'd probably end up being PlayStation socks, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But I end up usually, and this has sort of happened the last couple of years actually, where my sort of birthday, because it's never great having a December birthday because people are so sort of focused on Christmas and what have you. So us December babies do sometimes get a little bit overlooked. Not overlooked, but there's so much else going on that people are so busy. So, but I usually get a little bit of birthday money for my for each year. And the last few years, I've tended to take that day and use that day as my sort of last gaming hunt day of each year. So between now, today, and Christmas, I won't be going out hunting or anything like that. It just gets too busy, gets too manic and frantic out there. So this is my last sort of haul for the year, and it was a good day. It was a good one. So I'll show you a little bit of footage of us out and about. Went to 2 places today, but have a take a look at the footage. I'll grab a quick cup of tea as always, and see you on the other side. I graduated and I thought oh no, I'm just lucky, thank you.
Nothing.
No.
Are you looking for a game in particular at all there? Or?
No, just any bargains.
Just any game that I find.
You say it so.
That's strong, isn't it?
I've not got a future.
So yeah, that was us out and about today. We went to Warrington and Lee. They're two places which I've sort of covered before in videos on gaming hunts before. Chose to go to those two places because A, they're not too far, because we had to get back to pick up Pixel Junior from school, and Warrington especially has a really great cash, I always get them mixed up, cash converters. It has a great cash converters. They always have a good mix of games in there, decent prices. There's always loads of stock in there, but you always, it's for some reason in there, they just seem to find and stock these just little, hidden gems that you don't see around all that often. So I wanted to go there especially for that, and plus the CEX there is excellent. I really like that CEX. There was no retro stuff there though today, which I'm sure they'd had retro stuff before, but for some reason there was just no retro stuff there at all. And that was one of my aims today, was to get at least one sort of old school boxed either Nintendo or Sega game, which I have managed to do. But yeah, I'll take you through what I got from cash converters first. So this is cash converters in Warrington. So first up is King of Fighters Maximum for PlayStation 2, and that was £5.99. Currently that at the moment goes for £10 in CEX. They sell it for £10, and there's only actually 8 copies of that in the UK at the moment in CEX. So like I said, they just seem to find or pick up games in that cash converters quite often that are quite sort of hard to find in CEX. So yeah, really happy with that one. Again, all of these are complete and really good condition actually. 2 discs in that one as well. So yeah, it's a beat 'em up that I've been wanting to try and play. Yeah, so happy to get that one. Again, another one that you don't see that often, it is Robotech Battle Cry, and that was £3.99. It currently sells for £10 in CEX. So again, yeah, decent price on that. Less than half the price of the CEX standard price. And again, that one, there's only actually 2 copies of this in stock in CEX at the moment. So again, bit of a wild find, that one. Don't know much about it, to be fair. It's going to be big mechs, big robots, shooting stuff. I will give it a go though. Sounds good to me. I'm not sure it reviewed brilliantly, but yeah, at that price, and for the amount of times that I've seen it around, had to grab that. So yeah, Robotech Battlecry, PlayStation 2. And next up, these next 4 were all in a bargain bin, so they're all really, really cheap. Facebreaker on PlayStation 3, boxing game, that was just £1, but again, good condition. So yeah, Facebreaker. Battlefield Bad Company, PlayStation 3. Took a little bit of a punt on that because I couldn't remember if I had Bad Company 2 or Bad Company 1. I was pretty certain I had Bad Company 2, which I do. So yeah, I didn't have this one. So happy to pick that one up. Again, decent condition. Stickers on it though, but get some goo gone. There are other goo removal fluids are available. But yeah, again, that was £1. Good condition again. It's coming. It's every Gaming Grabs video, there's always one. I don't do it on purpose. All right, maybe this time, and maybe I did do it on purpose. I spotted it and thought, when I do this video later on, people will expect to see a snowboarding game. So I won't disappoint you. Shaun White, snowboarding, PlayStation 3 for £1. Gonna do it. Snowboarding games. Yeah, I had to pick it up. I'm gonna have to do a snowboarding Saturday or Sunday shelfie, I think, on Instagram at some point, because I've got that many now. I could probably do one, so keep your eye out for that in the not too distant future. Good one for the winter actually, that shelfie with snowboarding games. But yeah, Shaun White snowboarding, standard snowboarding game there. And then again, another cheap one, MX versus ATX Reflex. There's way too many X's in that name. £1. Quite like sort of those multi-terrain kind of all-terrain kind of racing games. I've got another version of this somewhere. But yeah, good fun, those games usually. And for £1, can't complain. And then from cash converters, this was probably the star pickup. I did miss it the first time I was looking around. It was sort of hidden away, but I did spot it. It doesn't help because the stickers, the price labels cover up half of the sort of spines on some of these games, especially the PlayStation 1 games. So I didn't quite clock which game this was when I was first looking through. It's not a great game, this. It's not a great game, but for the price that they had it, and again, it's a game that you don't see around all that often. At the moment, 5 copies in CEX of this at the moment. They sell it for £12. Mint copies of it sell for £18, and they're out of stock of it. And it is Star Wars Masters of Terras Cassie. It's a Star Wars beat 'em up. I've always been intrigued by this game because I knew when it came out it reviewed pretty rubbish. There weren't many sort of glowing reviews for it at all. It was at that time when sort of Star Wars games were coming out all the time. There was Star Wars Demolition, there was Star Wars Racer, there was Star Wars Bombard Racing. Anything they could put Star Wars to, they would do. And this was the beat 'em up Star Wars game. It's got a bit of a cult following, this one though. So I've never played it because of those reviews, and then the price of it has sort of escalated and then gone down, and I think over time this might become a little bit of a collector's item. And like I say, there's not too many copies of this in stock in CEX at the moment. So yeah, £9.99. I was really pleased to see that and pick it up because, like I say, I don't think I've ever seen it out in the wild before. So yeah, and again, to add to that as well, excellent condition. The manual is in perfect condition. Great disc, not a scratch on it. And again, like I say, sort of mint copies of this will be about £18 in CEX, and I think you'd class that as mint. I mean, even the box is perfect. So yeah, that is not a great game, but a great pickup, I think. Star Wars Masters of Terras Cassie. I hope I pronounced that right. So those were the cash converters. Cash converters, yeah. There's cash generator and cash converters, and I get them mixed up. Anyway, so next up, the obvious sort of CEX pickups now. So many of you will know that recently I picked up a Nintendo 2DS, mainly to play 3DS games. So I've started to collect for that one now. Really enjoying that console. Really great little piece of kit. I've been playing it quite a lot actually. Been playing Zelda Link Between Worlds and really enjoying that. Just such a great throwback to A Link to the Past. So yeah, enjoying it. Good console. Really pleased I picked it up, and there were a few other games that I'd sort of wanted to pick up for that as well. Some of them were sort of in the lower end budget of the 3DS games. But the first one I did get was Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask, and that was £6. A big fan of this series. Love these games. I think there's 2 3DS games, Professor Layton games. This is the cheaper of the 2. The other one, I can't remember the name of it. It begins with like the Azuni or Azuri, or I can't remember. But that one is not far off 30 quid. So if I want to complete the Professor Layton series at some point, I might have to try and find a cheaper copy of that. But yeah, looking forward to giving that one a go. Happy to pick that up. And then the next one is Steel Diver. That was only £2. Bit of an oddity in a way, this one, because this is actually a Nintendo first party game. And I bet a lot of people, probably, there was a bit of fluff flying around, sorry, might not have heard of this game particularly. It's not a big franchise for them or anything like that. It kind of, from what I can gather, I think it's more of a bit of a showpiece for what the 3DS could do at the time. A bit like sort of Pilot Wings would have done for the SNES, and F-Zero did, and a bit of a showcase game. So yeah, Steel Diver, it's got a really nice 3D-ish lenticular cover as well. But it's essentially like a submarine tactical combat game. Don't know if you remember, there was Hunt for the Red October on the Game Boy. So I think a little bit similar to that perhaps. But yeah, that price, I did spot it and thought, yeah, let's get that. So yeah, Steel Diver. I don't know if you noticed in the footage as I was sort of walking around and taking from CEX. I don't think I've had a game hunt where I've been to 2 CEXs and seen so many cover reprints. It was unreal today. There were just so many across all the consoles. Possibly not maybe the PlayStation 2, but certainly PS3, Wii, and the 3DS, which was what I was looking at. There were so many cover reprints, and I get why they do it in a way, because they want to sell the game at the maximum price they can in a box with a cover. They don't want tons of discs, on the shelves and what have you. But I just don't understand how they can still want to sell them at full price. So it's just annoying when you find a decent game at a decent price and it's a cover reprint. Like I said, there was quite a few, certainly Wii games. Like I think it was Ivy the Kiwi on the Nintendo Wii. I think they had that for £15. Again, you don't see it around that often. And it was a cover reprint, and for that price, you want the proper game, you want the proper cover. So a cover reprint, I just won't touch them. You'll find them somewhere else at some point. Yeah, I don't know why, there just seem to be loads today. But one that was in Warrington CEX, it was one of the ones that I kind of earmarked before I went. But it was a cover reprint, so I was gutted. But then when we went to another CEX in Lee, they had it, and it wasn't a cover reprint, so I was able to pick it up, and it is codename Steam. So again, because it was at that £2 price range, that's kind of one that I wanted to pick up because it was cheap. Not really heard a lot about it. Don't know a huge amount about it. I think it's, again, kind of a bit of a squad-based tactical combat game. But it just looks interesting, like the idea of sort of a steampunk shooter type thing. I don't know, but it just looks good. I like the cover and I like the sound of it. So yeah, £2. I was happy to get that with the proper cover. And then again, this one just, when you're walking around, you don't necessarily plan to for everything that you want to pick up on the day. So you just see stuff, and sometimes you just take a bit of a punt and think, actually, yeah, I might have that today. And this was one of them, and it's Biker Mice from Mars on the Nintendo 2DS, £3. So again, complete, nice condition. Looks like a bit of a road rash type game, which sort of suits the cartoon show. So yeah, quite looking forward to giving that a go. Really into the handheld stuff at the moment. 2DS, Nintendo DS, Game Boy stuff. I'm just really getting into it. PlayStation Vita. I think it's because I've not got a huge amount of time to get on any proper sort of console games at the moment. I'm just finding 5 or 10 minutes here and there and everywhere, and grabbing a handheld and playing through some of those games is just ideal for me at the moment. So yeah, Biker Mice from Mars. Happy to get that one. And then next we've got, so this again was in Warrington. It's not a fail, but maybe I did regret picking this one up because of something I saw then. In the second CEX that we went to, it's a PlayStation 4 version of Back for Blood, £4. A lot of you might know that this has been selling for about 98p in game recently, so it's cheap as chips games. And that's the same for the PlayStation 5 version, which we'll come to. But what grabbed me about this version, because I've got the bog standard version of it, which I got for 98p, was that this is the steelbook. I knew I would come away with a steelbook today, and I did. And this one is a good one. So let's have a look. I just think that looks so cool as a steelbook. It just looks great. At £4, I thought, yeah, I'm going to add that one to the steelbook collection. Perfect condition, really good condition. Disc is great. Steelbook itself, no dents whatsoever, no marks. It's clean as a whistle. Everything inside just looks great. And again, the slipcase, the cover, again, just it looks almost brand new. And this was out on the shelf. It can't have been out there for long because they just end up getting so bashed, and people pick it up, put it back down, and they just all the edges rough up after a while. So this can't have been there for a long time. So as soon as I saw the steelbook, and thought, yeah, I'm going to grab a copy of that. So yeah, Back for Blood. I've played the PlayStation 4 version a little bit before, with that bog standard copy that I've got. It's alright, it's okay, not too bad. But yeah, so yeah, I just had to pick that one up because I do like a steelbook. Back to the sort of cheap and cheerful stuff. Xbox original, WWE Raw, nearly said F, £1.50. Again, that was a bit of an impulse buy. I've not got any wrestling games on the Xbox, original Xbox. But yeah, great condition again. I don't think it reviewed that well, this one. But I really like this era of WWE. You've got the Undertaker as the American Badass, and Triple H was sort of coming out of the DX era a little bit and going on his own sort of solo run as champ, and you had the Brothers of Destruction with Kane, and yeah, it was just a great era, I think, of the wrestling. So yeah, £1.50, gonna give it a go. Next up, PlayStation 2. I've seen this one a lot, seen it around so many times. It always sounded quite good. I don't think it's probably great, but I thought today at £1.50 I'll pick it up. City Crisis, PlayStation 2. It sounds a little bit kind of, I don't know, Blast Corps maybe, where you use different vehicles to sort of rescue people from a crisis in a city. But yeah, sort of like same like with Blast Corps, where you use different vehicles for different missions. So yeah, it sounds alright. £1.50. It's quite an early PlayStation 2 game, I think, that one. So yeah, grabbing that. Nearly at the end of the pile. Again, this was a bit of an impulse buy because I have got it on the Xbox original, but I originally played it back in the day on the PlayStation 2. So I always felt like I should pick up the PS2 version again. Arguably the best first-person shooter, I reckon, from that generation. Time Splitters 2 maybe gives it a good run for its money, but for me, this was the best one. Black, great game, really good first-person shooter, this one. And if you've not played it, I thoroughly recommend it because it's brilliant. Really good game. £2.50. I mean, yeah, absolute classic, that one. Great game. Black. Yes, now this one, again, I have got this one already a couple of times actually, on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, and in the Legendary Edition. I might even have a digital version of it, but I'm a big fan of this series. It is, of course, the Mass Effect series, and you might have seen it in the footage. I kind of did show it. It was in the Glass Cabinet of Dreams. I thought it seemed like a really decent price, and behind the cabinet it looked in immaculate condition. It's actually a bigger box than the 360 collector's edition, which again sort of made it stand out, made it look a bit different, so that's why I wanted to pick it up. And it is, I'm not sure if this is going to look well on the camera, but there we go. PlayStation 3 version of Mass Effect 3, the collector's edition. Huge box. Well, it's not huge, but it's, it is a big box. But like I said, absolutely immaculate condition, really good condition, and that's what prompted me to pay the $15 for it. Really happy to grab that. I'll show you inside quickly. You've got the steelbook, so another steelbook, but it does look exactly the same as the Xbox 360 Collector's Edition steelbook. But yeah, great condition. It's a good game, this one. It's not, I didn't enjoy it as much as Mass Effect 2, obviously it's my favourite game of all time, but Mass Effect 3 I still enjoyed it, still liked it, even with that ending. So that's the game. You also get a little pack which has an artwork book, like a like a what do they call it, xylograph or something like that, a photo of the Normandy, and there's also a sort of comic strip first edition book in there as well. And with this edition there was also some sort of Velcro patch, N7 patch, which I thought was quite cool. I didn't get that with the 360 version I got, so yeah, that was it was just one of those things that I spotted today with that birthday money. Just it called out to me and I had to pick it up. So yeah, that was the Mass Effect 3 Collector's Edition for the PlayStation 3. Love it. And then the last one. So I said that I was after at least one sort of retro game today. I was kind of hoping maybe to get another N64 game, because I've been on a bit of a run with N64 games recently. but it actually turned out to be a Super Nintendo game, which I'm not going to complain about, and it's Starwing, and it was in decent condition. So this was from Gremlins Games in Lee Marketplace, who I've spoken about before. They had a great cabinet of games today. I think they've had a bit of a restock. Some decent N64 games in there. Decent selection of Super Nintendo games. They had loads of Game Boy games as well today. But yeah, Starwing in the UK. This one just sort of again jumped out at me. £20 at the moment. The CEX price for a boxed copy is 22. For a mint copy is 35 for a mint copy. And this, to be fair, is not far off mint. The only slight downside is there was no manual. So that's probably where the price has come down a little bit. My cat wants to come in. Can you believe it? 2 seconds. Come in. Unbelievable. Starwing on the SNES then. So yeah, I'll just show you the cartridge. I've got a loose cart of Starwing already. You may have seen it in my Super Nintendo video I did a couple of weeks back. But I'll probably try and sell that one on. I might get a few quid for it. But yeah, great condition of the cartridge. So yeah, that was my sort of retro pickup of the day, if you like. Get that into a box protector, and that will just look really good. But yeah, the box is in pretty decent nick. There's a couple of sort of almost like fading of the box there, but not too noticeable. But everything else is really good condition. Just make sure I get that sticker off all right, but it should be okay. But yeah, I love the Star Fox Starwing series. I've spoken, I think, in the last video about trying to get Lilac Wars, or thinking of getting Lilac Wars. That's still in there, but it might have to be after Christmas. I think we'll see if we get some Christmas money or something. Hint, hint. If it's still there as well. But yeah, Starwing was really happy to see that out there today, so had to grab that one. So that is my bumper birthday gaming grabs video. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you saw some games that you quite liked there, or maybe some that you've never seen before, or let me know in the comments if there's anything you've never seen there before, or you want me to sort of let you know a little bit more detail about them. More than happy to do that in the comments, or reach out to me on Instagram. That's absolutely fine. pixelpaul_pxp. Give me a follow. And yeah, really happy, and I've had a really nice birthday today as well. It's been just really sort of nice and chilled out. We didn't have to rush out anywhere. It was just nice to be off work. Me and Mrs. Pixel, like I said, we sort of went out for lunch as well. Even got a free birthday cake and a little bit of discount at Nando's, just because she mentioned about it being my birthday. She didn't intentionally try to get a discount or anything. She just mentioned it, and yeah, so I got a nice cake as well. But yeah, it's just been a nice day, being able to spend the evening with the kids and that. And yeah, nice birthday. Had a really good day. Just have to say quickly, thank you for all the birthday messages and birthday best wishes on Instagram, because I've had loads this year, which is really humbling as well. So yeah, thanks everybody. And I think this may well be the last video I'll probably do before Christmas, because like I say, I'm not planning on doing any more gamer hunts between now and Christmas. There's potential maybe I may do one video maybe in a week or two, but probably time for a little bit of a break. Give the account a little bit of a breather, and maybe come back to it in the new year. Possibility of maybe refreshing things a little bit, but I'll think about that over the next couple of weeks. So all that's left to say is, once again, thank you for all the support that you've given me on the channel. Really appreciating it, getting some really good viewing figures on it. The subscriptions are still going up, but if you're not already subscribed, if you can drop a subscription, that would be really appreciated again. But yeah, really happy with how it's gone in this first sort of 2-3 months. It's been brilliant. Really enjoyed it. So yeah, on that note, whatever you do over the next few weeks, if you're celebrating Christmas, have a good one. If you're just having a break, again, just have a good one. And I will see you on the next video. Thanks, guys.
Bye.